with this same list. If that's suitable, Mr. Cooper.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And let me just say that what this amendment is put forward by Mr. Fergus is an effort to gut the motion that I had put forward to shield the Prime Minister, Prime Minister's office, and ministers in the government who were in relevant portfolios at the time of the 2021 election from accountability, from having to come here to tell this committee and through this committee to tell Canadians what they know about Beijing's interference in the 2021 election campaign. What we have is a gutting when it comes to the production of documents. I trust the law clerk to make redactions to protect national security. The parliamentary law clerk is someone who has a full national security clearance. He is independent. That, for Mr. Fergus, is a problem because a production process in which the law clerk is left in charge to independently assess issues of national security gets in the way of what Mr. Fergus, I believe, would like to do, and that is to cover up the inaction that the Liberals have taken in response to serious interference by Beijing. They would like to whitewash and hide from this committee material evidence and provide a production that leads to redactions like this or this. Or how about this? This. Here's liberal transparency. Another page?
Here's some more.
Or how about, here's some more liberal transparency for you. Another blank page. Another blank page here.
Sensing a trend.
Point of order, Madam Chair.
Page there. Yeah, that's the transparency.
Mr. Cooper.
Point of order.
Yes, Mr. Turnbull.
I just wanted a point of clarification. Mr. Cooper is holding up some pages. I believe that's a prop. I'm not sure, but maybe you could clarify for us whether you're allowed to hold up props in committee proceedings.
Mr. Turnbull, it's interesting that you would ask that because I hear some commentary and perhaps people who'd like to be chair in the future, but the rules that do run the House actually do help govern committees as well. So we don't do props here. Mr. Cooper, I do believe that we've had somewhat of a productive meeting, and I do believe that there is some agreement as to where this committee can go with the study that you state is important. And I think if we do genuinely want to find that spot, then we should try to land to that spot. So I just would say that, yes, I will provide the floor back to yourself, but I would really like to avoid having called points of order. We are people who are helping to govern a country. This is really serious stuff. So I'm going to pass you back the floor, and I know you know the rules better than most. So with that, Mr. Cooper.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Page after page after page of blank pages in the way of production. That's the kind of production Mr. Fergus envisions with what he has put forward in his amendment. That's completely unacceptable. It doesn't do justice to getting to the bottom of what had happened. But it's par for the course with the Liberals. We have ministers who come before this committee and claim they know nothing. Nothing to see here. Everything was more or less above board. Oh, there was a little bit of interference, maybe. But, the Prime Minister, when he was asked about the latest allegations based upon the Globe and Mail's review of CSIS documents, was to say that there should be a hunting down of people at CSIS. That was what his reaction was. He was more concerned that this story was coming to light than expressing any concern about what happened. And what happened was a sophisticated campaign involving illegal cash donations, involving disinformation, involving collusion with political campaigns, and involving officials, diplomats in Canada.
Point of order. Point of order.
Mr. Julian?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Cooper is filibustering when we should be voting. We have a motion before us. We have an amendment before us. We have 7 minutes left. I call the question. If the Conservatives are legitimately concerned, as we are, by the issue of foreign interference, they shouldn't be filibustering out this meeting. They should be allowing the votes so we can get going on extending the study and calling the witnesses.
I think we can all function, guys. Guys, we can all function. We're all here as elected officials on a Tuesday of a constituency week. Opposition members chose to bring us here, so let's get this done. Mr. Cooper, back to you with the floor.
With the greatest of respect to Mr. Julian, I'm speaking to a motion, an amendment to my motion that guts my motion, and explaining the problems with that. I think that's entirely necessary. But I would just ask, given that we are coming up close to 5 o'clock, if we could just suspend briefly for 2 or 3 minutes. We just want to review a few issues with respect to the amendment.
I have somebody else on the speaking list. It's a question, so I'm going to, I appreciate your suggestion. I will get a sense of where the room's at. With that, I will go to Madame Goudreau.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This will help me think about the amendment. I have a question about the amendment where it says I or 1. We're talking about the law clerk's office versus the proposal before us. My question is this: what's the difference between the clerk, the law clerk? I'd like to know which is officially nonpartisan, where we'll get the correct information. I want to know legally.
Okay,
Inaudible.
So just with a quick conversation from the clerk has confirmed that if the clerk needed to consult with the law clerk, that the clerk would do that. So it's not necessarily one or the other. It's kind of all in the same entity to get the information. Is that accurate reflection? Good listening, Vardas Shaker. Thank you. Okay? Ça vous donne une réponse?
That give you an answer?
An overly desire to see a suspension, but my list has come to an end, so I am calling the question on the amendment. I know we've done this too many times.
No.
So I take names.
No.
I know you can. I'm going to call the question on the amendment, and then we'll go to the main motion.
No, you didn't ask for it. No.
I just called the question, and the clerk will now do the roll call. Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
Ask to suspend.
You said no, and then you gave his time away.
Yeah. For a question to Madame Goudreau. No, we will not accept that.
Point of order, Chair. Point of order. No, I have a point of order. No, I have a point of order. You can't call the question when a member's seeking the floor.
My list was exhausted.
No, you had said, you had asked us in good faith if you could take a question before there would be a suspension, and then Mr. Cooper hadn't ceded the floor, but on your urging for us to all be adults and to get through this, Mr. Cooper was looking to suspend, to consult with other parties, to seek a resolution. So if we're going to play dirty tricks, you need to follow the rules, ma'am, and you are not following the rules.
Mr. Barrett, I will not be spoken at, first of all. Second of all, you can watch public meetings of this meeting on multiple different occasions. When I have a list and somebody's on the list, they will always get the floor in this committee. When there is agreement to suspend, I will get agreement amongst members to suspend. I did not find that agreement today.
You didn't ask.
And I said, I will see if there's agreement.
You
You know what?
ask.
I will do you the favor, Mr. Barrett, because you feel that you can do this today. Ms. Sahota, would you like to suspend?
No.
Mr. Turnbull? No,
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. If you have
There's no
concerns
vote
with the
being
chair, you
called.
can deal with it.
There's no vote being called. He's seeking the floor.
I know that I don't have agreement to suspend, and therefore my list has come to an end.
No, the
Seeking the
list is
And
floor.
I
not.
have called the question. I have entertained what you have
Point of
liked
order.
to do for
Point of
long
order.
enough. I am calling the question.
Point of order. Point of order.
I've called the
Point of
question.
order. Point of order. Madam Speaker. Madam
I'm
Speaker.
suspending for a minute. Done.